last area that I want to bring to your attention is something that we refer to as human factors psychology, and we are actually affected by it in a variety of ways across our experiences. The interesting thing, and that's what this picture down here is, why I chose to give you this picture, is this is the landing by Captain Sully Sullenberger in the James River that basically saved all the people that were on this particular flight. And a lot of this had to do with the design of the airplane, which is human factors psychology. Basically, they explore how machines and humans interact with each other. And humans interact. And there are some ingenious designs that have come out of this particular area of psychology. And so they look at how they interact and also how machines and the physical environments can be made safe and easy to use. So what goes into this area is basically designing appliances, for example, to make the flow of work that much easier for people who use the particular appliances. It is, you might be familiar with the term ergonomics. Essentially, ergonomics and human factor psychology goes well into minimizing repetitive injuries, for example. So if you spend a lot of time at the computer, then oftentimes you might have, or you would at least be at risk for a repetitive wrist injury because you spend time with your wrists resting against the desk. And the element of human factors and ergonomics is looking at ways to have the wrist lay in a particular way that minimize the risks of injury. Understanding human factors prevents accidents, and that's usually part of, in a variety of work environments, we're looking for ways to make it easier for something to get done and also to prevent accidents. There's a good portion of planes, for example, that have been influenced by human factor psychology. The right down to the seats and the materials that are made in the seats. Ultimately, the most powerful tool that human factor psychologists have is what we refer to as theory-aided research. We can watch people react to and respond to very different alternatives and then make conclusions according to their reactions, how to make a particular device or a particular procedure lead to human safety and ultimately human productivity. When I was in my undergrad over the summer, I would work in a steel mill, and this was most seen in the safety efforts that they engaged in there. And they would have specific procedures that you had to follow when you banded these big, huge, massive rolls of cold-rolled steel. And if you didn't follow those, then you were at a greater risk for injury. Obviously, the company would be at risk as a result of that. And one of the key concerns is developing procedures and protocols that balance, develop procedures that balance productivity, productivity, in other words, doing things at the most efficient rate with safety. And that's very much a part of what we refer to as human factor psychology. Many human factor psychologists are aware or are very mindful of what we refer to as the curse of knowledge, where technology developers assume that other people share their expertise. And so it really is a matter of not leaving anything to chance, and that's why focus groups, you might have been a part of it, they might, sometimes they will use focus groups where they'll give people a product, ask them to interact with it, and watch what happens in order to come up with the most effective means of using whatever the particular product is. But that's a real short overview, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of the human factors element in psychology and how it enters into the workplace.